Hi, my name is Abel Guillen. I'm the president of the governing board of the Peralta Community College District. Community colleges we're a creature of the state essentially, so we're pretty much reliant about 100% on the state of California. And so whatever impacts the budget has a direct impact on our students and our staff and our teachers. If the state is doing well, and I think a lot of the successes for the state in the past has been because California has traditionally invested in education, particularly community colleges where anyone can go. And we've been able to train new leaders and new workers for the California economy, particularly here in our region. And when you don't make that investment in the state, in your local community colleges, I think it has a ripple effect into not only what future residents are going to pay in taxes, but in terms of increase in the criminal population, greater reliance on the social safety net, and all those things. Many of those things can be averted if we educated people, because they would obviously pay into the tax base, not only by their spending dollars of money that they earn, but in terms of investment in buying homes and being productive taxpayers for the state of California. It's been tough. We've been relying a lot on our reserves, but we know that this year is going to be even worse. We've had to lay off people. We've had to close about 400 classes. 400 classes is a big impact, especially to a lot of our part-time staff that teach many of our classes. Many of those folks have real-world experience, and they bring that knowledge into the classroom for the benefit of our students. When you cut 400 classes, that makes a huge impact, not only here in Oakland, but to the entire region. Our classrooms, our staff are increasing class size. So, traditionally you have about 20 students. Now you have like 30 to 40 students. What's happening here for us is that because UC and CSU has increased their fees, many of those students are being redirected to the community colleges. So you have a lot of our traditional students are students coming out of McClymonds, or students coming out of Tech, or graduating from high school that traditionally come here are now competing with UC students and CSU students. So it creates a real issue when there's not enough chairs in the classroom for all these students. Coupled with that, we have returning veterans from Iraq that are coming in and looking for new skills and new opportunities. The governor's talking about releasing prisoners, about 30,000 prisoners. All those students, all those those felons that are coming home, former felons that are coming home, are going to be, they need somewhere to go as well, and they're going to look to us. And it's hard for us to say, we don't have the room for you, we don't have the space for you, sorry, come back next semester. Traditionally, we've always been able to accept everyone, and now the state is making us make some tough choices that we shouldn't have to make. It's being impacted because there's more students applying, there's more need. In the latest proposal, the governor in his budget is proposing that they do away with the Cal Grant program. Cal Grant programs affects 44,000 students in the state of California, many of our most needy students who need that money to get through school. They have to make a choice as to what they're going to do. They have to probably defer their education, get some low wage paying job, and there isn't a lot of jobs right now. So some students have to make the decision of whether or not they are going to be able to pay their rent, pay their child care, or even, some students are opting to bring their children to class because they just can't afford the resources to pay a sitter or have child care available. I think we've got to continue advocating. I think we've got to put a human face on the impacts of these budget cuts. It's not theoretical. It's very clearly that that people's lives are being hurt by these budget cuts, and the more that we can get those stories out there and how we're able to transform people's lives and why it's a good investment, I think the more public pressure there'll be to look at revenue sources, particularly for higher education in California. Governor, you are a product of the community colleges. We know that you've been supportive of the community colleges in the past. You came from Austria and your life was transformed here in California largely because of the Santa Monica Community College. And we know that you know firsthand the impact that these institutions have on Californians. Remember that and make sure that everyone in this country, in the state, has the same opportunities that you've had and that many of us have had. Don't close down the doors of opportunity for our students.